I mean, I'm meant to be tackling my bookshelves, but sure. Welcome back. Today I'm gonna go through all the books that joined my bookshelves in April, and friends, I got 22 books here, but no, before you judge. um I went to a book event. Tandem Collective is a like book influencer company type, book influencer agency in the UK, and they had a weekender event, and I went to Fantasy Friday, and I came away with like 9 books. Doesn't excuse the rest though, does it? Okay, as always with my what joined my bookshelves, it's going to be kind of quick fire, rapid through, because obviously a lot of them I'm not going to thoroughly know the blurb of them. Firstly, I'm just going to do them in the order they're on my stack. So firstly, I have Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. But Natalie, didn't you already have a copy of this in February for your birthday? Yes. But this was a edition I pre-ordered. This is a broken binding slash Black Crow edition. They're doing a few little special editions. Black Crow are another book influencer marketing agency, and I've been privileged enough to be involved in a few things with them, and they've started doing a horror imprint, so I picked this up. The other one they have is Buffalo Hunter, so I need to pick that up when I can afford it. And then I was very kindly sent 2 books from Vintage Books. I did request them. So I got Beautyland by Marie Helene Bettino. I'm very excited to pick this up. Look how good that looks as well. That looks amazing. So this is a sci-fi, and I'm very intrigued to pick this up. And then The Husbands by Holly Gramezia has come out in paperback, and luckily I was selected to receive a copy because I'm very curious about this book. It follows like a lady who one day goes into the attic in her flat. Wait, why would she have an attic in her flat though? I don't know, maybe she's on top floor, maybe she's got a penthouse, I don't know. And or her husband goes, every time a different man comes down that's her husband or something. It just sounds crazy, and I really want to read this. It sounds like time loopy. Yeah, very intrigued. The Tandem event took place in Nottingham, and I actually have my partner's brother lives there, so we went to see him and his wife whilst we were there for a weekend with the kids. Anyway, you don't care about all that, but I went into this like little emporium, this secondhand emporium, and I picked up some books in there. They're only like £1.50 each, so I'm not judging myself on this one. And they are, firstly I got this a Bewilder Muddle. So me and my family, and obviously my children, went to Bewilderwood which a couple of years ago, which is this place. It's like an outdoor adventure place in the UK. And we went there a couple of years ago, and they had these books of the characters, and I was umming and ahhing about picking them up, and then I saw this in the charity in that emporium, so I thought I'm going to pick it up. I've only got about 4 books following the different characters from the they're like the mascot characters things, but look how cute that is. So obviously this is one to read with my son, but it's still my book. And then I also found these. How beautiful, someone donated all these. So there's 3 books that are the Penguin V&A editions. So I've got Treasure Island, Peter Pan, and Jungle Book. I am collecting as many editions of Peter Pan as I can because this is like a favourite. So this and The Picture of Dorian Gray, I'm actively picking up any editions that I come across. So I was very excited to see that. And then I thought I might as well pick up the other 2 as well, because not only do they go together, but I want to read Treasure Island and Jungle Book, and they're books that I can, when my son's a bit older or my daughter, I could possibly read with them as well. So very excited about that. And then they also had this edition of Peter Pan. As I said, I'm trying to get as many editions as I can, so I just thought this was really cute, so I picked up this one as well. There's a couple of illustrations inside as well. My son really wanted me to read Peter Pan. He loves the Peter Pan film, and I love the like Disney Peter Pan film, and I love Peter Pan book. He asked me to read Peter Pan to him, and I did explain to him it's not like the Disney edition that I have, but he wanted me to read it anyway. And we got through like one page, and he was so sick of all of the old-fashioned words. So that'll definitely be a story for when he's a little bit older. For context, at the time he was 67 now, so maybe in a year or so. And I then got my Broken Binding book, Labyrinth's Heart, which finishes up this trilogy. I've really got to read these books. I'm so scared because they're so nice. This was the Rook and Rose trilogy, so that's the final one in that. And these are just gorgeous. I have such a collection of these Broken Binding books now. It's the only like subscription that I make sure I maintain because they're just so beautiful. The other subscription that I'm like on and off with is Abominable Book Box. It usually comes with like 2 recent releases and then a pre-loved book. This one came with 1 recent release because it was a special edition. It came in like this bag. Let's see if I can get it back out. And it's a sprayed edge one, which I'm very excited about. And this book was on my May TBR. I don't think I'm going to get to it. So it'll be like early June TBR, but Senseless by Ronald Amalfi. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And signed. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very, very happy with that because, as I said, it was on my TBR. So I like it when that happens, when I have something on my TBR and then I get it in a book box. That's amazing. And the pre-owned book this month is The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. I feel like I've heard this before. I looked it up and there's another cover that I recognise and it's got really high ratings. So I really want to make sure I get to this. A gothic horror story. I mean, that is things I like. If you've read it, please let me know. And then I just picked this up from the little library in my village. I've been wanting to read this. I actually have an audiobook, I believe, but I'm really enjoying like tandeming where I can. So I grabbed this to read. It's a really nice edition as well. If I like this book, I might keep it and just put something else back in the library. I put loads of books in the library, just to be clear. And then the last one that I purchased for myself is The Mysterious Case of the Appleton Angels by Janice Hallett. I have read all of Janice Hallett's books. I've read them all via audio, but I also want to physically own them as well. And I have them all in like my wish list on Amazon. And I just noticed that this was in like a deal. It's gone down to something like £2. So I quickly grabbed it whilst it was in that deal. So now I've got this one and I've got the Christmas appeal. So I just need to get... I want them in hardcover as well, so that's why, like, as soon as this came available, I grabbed it. So I need to get the Appeal and the Twyford Code, and then the Examiner. As I said, I've read them all via audio, but I want them physically because I want to tandem them in the future, especially because they are, like, all mixed media. So I've got them in my Amazon wish list, watching out for when they're in a good deal. because I've already read them, I'm not like chomping at the bit to pick them up now, but I do want them. And then we're going to do the books I got from that tandem weekender, which I'm very excited about. Where to start? Okay, so first one I got, Watch Me by Tara Maffey. So this is the most recent in the Shatter Me series. Okay, don't judge me. Look how gorgeous this is, firstly, before I do the bit where I'm like, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I've not actually read Shatter Me yet. I've been intending... Oh, I like that. I've been intending to. Now I have this. I want to. Now I have this in physical. And now I have this in physical hardcover. Do I want them all in physical hardcover? Yes. Should I possibly read the digital copies, which I have access to, make sure I like it before I buy them? We're not going to go there. I also got a copy of the Blackbird Oracle by Deborah Harkness. This is from the series The Discovery of Witches. My understanding is the All Souls series, that's what it's called. My understanding is the initial All Souls trilogy is like a completed story arc, and then the rest are like additional stories. I think this is book number 5. I've read A Discovery of Witches. I've not read the rest yet. Oh, is this book number 6? I've not read the rest yet, but this is great, so I can get on with that, because I really loved A Discovery of Witches. But the thing is, I need to reread it and then do the series, because I feel like I've forgotten too much. Then Songlight by Moira Buffini. I actually don't know anything about this, but I believe there's a main character who has is in hiding because they're magic, and the government's after them or something. I love that, and I think it's going to be a trilogy. So yeah, and then I picked up these two. They had some indie bookstores there which had some books and the thing to tag them, so when I read these I will share them and tag them. So I got Heart's Lamp Selected Stories by Banu Mushta, and this is, I believe, oh, this was longlisted. Yeah, this was longlisted for the Booker Prize this year. This is a bunch of short stories that kind of were collected. Like the theme is the daily lives of women and children in Muslim women and children in India, I believe. And yeah, I'm very intrigued to read like their voices and to read about their lives in story format. And then I grabbed this one, Crutery by Lucia Luchma, and this follows a real historical woman from 17th century Massachusetts, and a like fictional woman from Barcelona, like a modern day, and they meet or something like that. So I don't know, I'm very intrigued by the concept, and obviously I was intrigued enough to pick this up. It sounds so interesting. And then I got a little collection of arcs. So I got Spellbound, which actually came out in April. This is by Georgia Layton, and I think it's a feminist retelling of Sleeping Beauty, which Sleeping Beauty was like my ride or die Disney movie when I was a kid, like for real. And then coming out in July, so this is actually on my June TBR, I shared it in my books with a school setting, is Neverthorn by Shannon Mayer. This is a gothic fantasy set in a elite boarding school. Hello to all of those buzzwords. And then I got two that don't come out till next year, so I'm very excited about this. I have A Queen of Faces by Petra Lord. Look at this. A pawn dies, a queen rises. That looks amazing, stunning, beautiful. And this is set in a world where people buy and sell bodies and then like have their selves sit in those bodies, like their souls. And we follow Annabelle, our main girl, who is just about to turn 17, but because she's not wealthy, all she could afford was the body of like an old man, and it's literally falling apart. And then some sort of rebellion happens in the world, because what's a fantasy without a rebellion? Look at this, look at this. Very intrigued though. And then finally, this one comes out in March, and the author was at the event, and we got to meet her and talk to her, and she explained like this story, and I'm just so incredibly excited to read it. And that is The Last Starborn Seer by Venetia Constantine, and I love it. We also got some artwork of we got this like gorgeous bookmark. We got different characters, and we also got some artwork of all the characters, which I've stuck up on my wall, so I should have thought ahead and got them down. But I am so excited about this. This is the first in a planned trilogy, and the author's literally been writing this world since she was a child, and she's finally kind of completed the story set in it, and it just sounds so amazing. This is a romantasy, and I just cannot wait to read this. I literally cannot wait. I can't believe it comes out next year, and I'm like, if I read it now and I love it, I have to wait so long for the second book, but at the same time I should just read it now because I'm already obsessed, right? So those are the 22 books that joined my bookshelves this month, and I've read 4 of them. I've read 4 of them. my percentages are not looking good. I was going to do like a percentage update in this video, but I don't have it in me to shame myself like that, so I'll just do a separate thing. But yeah, the reading my shelves is not doing so well. Becca from Becca and the Books is doing a thing where she has to read the amount of books that joined her bookshelf the previous month, so I'm wondering if I should do something similar. Obviously not with this lot. I'm not reading 20 books in May. It's almost the end of May. But I'm wondering if I should do something similar. I might have to. But yes, that's where we are at the moment. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you've read any of these or if any are on your radar. Leave a star emoji in the comments for the last Starborn seer. And I will see you soon for another video. Make sure to like if you liked. Thank you for spending some time with me today. Bye, friends.